I don't care what my hair looks like. I'm just going. That's what I did today. I see Gail is here. Can Rita or Eric say something? I want to make sure the camera moves.
Hello.
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 Look right at the camera and see if that works.
Hello.
Can you,
She's
I'm
not
looking at the
listening.
camera.
The camera's not listening to him.
Oh, okay, hold on.
It likes me, but I'm not gonna be the only one. One moment.
All the time.
Video. Meeting owl, that's right.
5, 10, no, select. They
Get it?
spell select words, well, I see one.
You know what else?
Yay. All right, there we go.
Everybody's meeting. Did you know that?
Gail, can you hear, or Mateo, can you hear everybody okay here?
Gail can hear.
I can hear you.
Very much appreciated.
I
It's,
know that's what you're referring
Yeah,
to,
yeah, crazy.
but it's an interesting. Well, that's actually a question tonight, like who's doing the next. I think it first has to go on YouTube when it comes to.
Yes, I think it captures it after YouTube, but when I looked at YouTube, I was like, holy cow, how did that happen? Because I didn't realize what was going on. Okay, do you want me to call a meeting to order?
yes. you
Okay, I'm gonna
betcha.
go ahead and call a meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard to order. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. This is a hybrid meeting with the Select Board and the interim town administrator in Town Hall and one citizen, Tom Seifert, present this evening. So the first item on the agenda is to review the agenda, which I will. There's been one change since it was, since the original posting of the agenda. We will have, I don't think public comment shows up here, but we will have public comment. And then under general business, we're going to go over the town administrator search and update, including the job description, comments we got from the personnel committee and the building committee. We have a draft posting for the town administrator job, and then we need to make a decision tonight about how we are pulling together the search committee. After that, we're gonna talk about Joe Comerford's upcoming visit, which is the 17th at 6 o'clock, I believe. That's next week. After that, we're going to deal with storm delays, openings and closings, just to make sure we are on the same wavelength, making sure everybody's communicating. We are going to skip over the internal Google Calendar tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we'll figure out.
Okay. A recap of town meeting, and then an unanticipated item that we added to the agenda at the last minute is vote and accept the administrative secretary's Abby Fernandez's letter of resignation. We had correspondence from the building committee about town buildings and work order notifications, town administrator report, and then the last item on the agenda is an executive session to discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. And we will not be returning to open session after that executive session. So let's go right into public comment. And if you have a comment, please use the raise hand feature. There's not very many people here this evening, but anybody in the room here, no public comment, anybody? Mateo.
You just a quick bit of information to share with the select board that the Town Common Guide Board is nearing, the first phase is nearing completion. The Williamstown Art Conservation Center is able to incorporate Steve Smolsky's recommendations for sort of weatherizing it, so that when it comes back, it will be protected for as long as possible. So they're near the end of the first phase. We're going to be starting the second phase, which is work on the roof piece. There's some discussion that we need to have because the roof that is the upper level of the roof piece that is on the item currently is not actually historically authentic. It was added probably sometime in the 1940s or 50s. But that's going to be a second CPA grant that the Historical Commission is talking about applying for, as well as a grant to build a concrete foundation on the site where it's going to go back to. But we have some photos of the work in progress on the guide board that we're going to talk about sending out via town announce email to share with everybody in the community.
Great, that's good news. All right, any other comments this evening? All right, seeing none, we will launch into town administrator search and where things stand. So at the top of the list is to go through the job description, and we got comments back from the personnel board and the building committee about the job description. And I don't know, Melissa, if you or anybody from the personnel committee incorporated the building committee,
We did not.
You did not.
We did not.
Okay, so we need to do that
We
tonight.
hadn't discussed it and weren't sure where to put it
Okay,
in there, so no, that wasn't something that we did.
okay. So if you could
Yeah.
put up the job description right before town meeting, the select board kind of went through the job description, but then the agreement was that the personnel committee, which has responsibility for a job description, would review and comment. So I just want to make sure I have, and I did some edits today. So I'm hoping you can pull up the,
This is the one you.
okay, this is the one I sent.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this is fairly standard language at the beginning regarding town operations. The town administrator is responsible for the daily operation of the select board office and oversight of all town offices. Supervision that they work under the direction of the select board, and I think, I'm not sure this belongs so much under supervision, but it speaks to, highly responsible work of a complex nature, requiring the exercise of considerable independent judgment. I'm not going to go through this line by line. So I think everybody's had a chance to take a look at it. The third paragraph, the one change I made today, was saying the town administrator has direct supervisory responsibility for all departments unless excluded by statute. And that was something that we added because there are two positions in town. We have a strong police chief and we have a strong fire chief. So in the statutes that we adopted, there is, it addresses that issue. And I believe that in both instances, those department heads report directly to the select board as opposed to the town administrator. Yes. Okay, so the next section is essential functions, and this is where I think we need to make sure that we insert language regarding buildings and working with the building committee, because it's not here. And if one of you, as I was going through this, if one of you can find the letter that we got from Stephen Downes regarding, it was fairly recently, within the last couple of weeks, regarding the building committee and what the what they wanted us to include, then maybe we could draft the language tonight and insert it into this section, because we hadn't, it's kind of, it's a lot, but
I have it here.
okay, great. Yeah, is there a way to,
Yeah, I can pop it up there.
okay,
I can't.
well, should I
Oh,
do this and then we'll, at the end, put that up and then
Yeah,
decide
yeah,
what the
we can do
language
that,
is?
yeah.
Okay, all right. So, so the first item here is oversees and is responsible for planning, administration, personnel management, procurement, and coordination of daily operation. Provides leadership and direction on short and long-term plans, gathers information, and then, the select board to make, decisions. Acts as the chief administrative officer for the, select board, and the yellow, my recollection
That is
is.
the personnel board suggestions. So I think yellow or red
Okay.
is the select board. I'm
Oh.
sorry, the.
Okay, so
Personnel board.
those
Yep,
changes
yep,
from the personnel
yep.
board, anticipates needs of select board for information, background material, that's all great. And then keeps the, select board, informed so that we can make decisions. Works with the finance committee, manages all direct reports, except, and again, unless excluded by statute. And on this next one, there was, if you kind of scroll down a little bit. I understood the confusion, because when I reread that, I was like, oh, okay, what are we saying here? So my suggestion was that we takes out that first sentence and just said, provides supervision, direction, and guidance to staff, and reporting heads, and works with them on the development of goals and objectives. Assists all departments in any administrative or operational areas to ensure regulatory, statutory, or procedural compliance. Does that make sense?
That does make more
Supervision.
sense.
Is it redundant? Did we, we're going to kind of specifics here, we kind of generally talked about supervisory responsibility. This is stating it again.
I think this defines it a little bit more.
Okay, so that, let me just read it again. So provides supervision, direction, and guidance to staff and reporting department heads, works with them on the development of goals and objectives. Then semicolon, assists all departments in any, we could do a period. All those, yeah, all those semicolons, I know. Okay, so we put a period after that, and then, so capital A, assists all departments in any administrative or operational areas to ensure regulatory, statutory, procedural compliance. I think that makes much more, that makes sense?
I think that's fine.
Okay, all right. So on the next one, on the collective bargaining, so select board approval and advises officials on the impact of contract terms. Consults with department heads, employees of every rank on sensitive issues. Wow, so this is, we're still in the same section, right? Serves as the select board's liaison and representative to town council. At the end of that, response to oral and written inquiries on sensitive matters referred to.
So that was
Yeah.
in green. That was confusing to the personnel board.
Yeah,
When they asked me to describe what we
right,
meant,
right.
I struggled to describe what we were
Yeah.
meaning in that.
So I think, well, I would take out, and I thought I had done that, take out administrative secretary. What I was trying to capture here is making sure that, that the town administrator, deals with sensitive matters and as directed by the select board, but administrative secretary shouldn't be in there. I think this is sort of a tricky one about what's public and what's not public, you know?
Right, yeah.
So,
Why not just take out the administrative secretary?
Yeah, so I take out the administrative secretary. I don't think that makes sense. You know, we could leave this out altogether. It is a little bit confusing. Yeah,
Is it, I think with all the other things ahead of it, I think it's implied.
it implied, yeah,
Right.
okay.
It actually, it could be a question in an interview,
Mm-hmm,
you know,
okay.
so yeah, we can
So, all
take
right,
that.
just we'll delete that. As I said, I mean, some of the stuff ends up being a little bit redundant and,
Most job descriptions. have-
yes, they do have that redundancy. Okay, reviews and finalizes, all town meeting warrants and attends.
Yeah, so the personnel board, had put, thought rights, what was meant by right, the town
That's,
warrant.
yeah, no, that's, oh, I see, writes the town warrant. Now, yeah, they review and finalize the town meeting warrant and attend all town meetings, yeah.
So what are you saying there, reviews and
And all town meeting warrants and motions and attends all town meetings.
Okay, and get rid of the word right.
Yes, yeah. Okay, next is applications for grants. So here is where maybe we incorporate the town building. Oversees all town building maintenance, construction and repairs unless this work is expressly assigned to the town custodian or town building committee. So
Okay.
can you
Yeah.
pull up, yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Steve,
I'm gonna stop sharing, I'll leave that up and we'll go.
I think it's something like coordinates any,
There's a question out there too.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, With
I'm
my,
sorry.
with my document editing hat on, I would suggest in the previous bullet that town council be capitalized, that is a specific role of a specific position as
Okay.
distinct from general town boards, general town committees.
Yeah, okay, town council, got it.
And that additionally, specifically, it is town buildings plural committee
Yes, the town buildings committee.
throughout.
Okay, so Steve,
Yep, I'm doing it now, and then let me just share again.
yeah,
For the Zoom. We put the share. Check out my house.
the town administrator will notify the building committee in a timely manner when any contractor is scheduled to visit Shutesbury to service or perform repairs at the town building so that a member of the building committee can be present to observe or comment. The town administrator will locate and make records relating to town buildings readily available as a resource for the building committee. So, yeah, what's,
So I think that we put coordinates and definitely coordinates with the town buildings committee, with contractors and repairs. Right?
yeah, so coordinates, maybe coordinates site visits, right? So or site inspection, or what is it, like building,
Right. Well, we can put site
site
visits.
visits, yeah. Coordinate site visits with building committee.
Okay. With building committee and coordinates and for repairs and services on town buildings.
site visits to, is that, yeah, so.
Coordinates with building committee.
Coordinate site visits and, repairs, yeah, repairs
With building committee,
with building committee, right?
and then.
And then in the second one, we make a new sentence and say, TA chairs all town building records with building committee?
Yeah.
All town town building records,
Yeah. all
town
building
properties,
records.
is it town buildings? Town buildings records,
Town building.
Relating to town buildings, is the way
All
he
records.
says that.
okay, all records relating to town buildings, okay. Town buildings. With the building committee. Okay, does that capture
I
everything?
think it does.
Do you have a question, Tom?
I only wonder about the phrase site visit because I know the building
Yeah.
committee sometimes does site visits that aren't related to
Right,
repairs or services.
who needs site
Um,
visits?
or like there might not even be a contractor for a different type of site visit that they would do to the town administrator person.
Right, who needs site visits? So site visit, we can think of another word. So no, coordinates,
Inspection visit?
yeah, building inspections. Building inspections. And planned repairs. And repairs.
So the town coordinator coordinates building. Say it again.
Coordinates with the,
um,
coordinates, building inspection and planned repair.
do you wanna type it in? Do you wanna
Yeah.
type in what? So we
It
can
won't
look
let
at
me
it.
edit your
Oh, yeah.
job description. It's
Oh.
blocked. So I can't just.
Can you
type
edit
in.
it?
Can you edit it?
I send it as a PDF,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
edit.
Hang
That's
on,
my
hang on.
problem. So
Oh,
I'm having to
okay.
record it
Oh,
separately.
okay,
Let me stop, I have to move, I have to change, let me stop
Yeah.
share. And once this-
Is
So-
one of us be taking minutes, by the way? Mike, I can take.
We have a video.
Okay.
and we have AI.
Right, roll it out.
Yes, it's always good.
I'm just kidding.
And they could- I know.
It's a good point, though.
I know it is, yeah.
Second, maybe I can download it.
All building inspections, and I tried downloading it, it won't let me just edit.
I'll open with Google Docs. I don't like Google Docs.
Gail, give another comment while we're,
Yeah,
But
in all the DOER documents and grant applications, the buildings are referred to as municipal buildings, which
Okay.
specifies the 5 that are under municipal use as opposed to just any buildings in the town. If that helps
Okay.
clarify any of that description.
Okay, I'll go to the drive, I'll go to the drive.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Just give me a second. Okay. You want to set it up, I got the double lock.
It's from this afternoon.
Yeah, at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because our best work is done.
Under pressure.
Here we are, I got it up,
Okay.
I'm in it.
Oh, good.
Oh, good, it's yes. All right, so I'm gonna bring this up to share again.
Okay.
And then we can do the taking there. Yeah. Okay. Hoping it shares it largely. Here we go. Okay, so
It's, we do that already.
Page over
Yeah,
here.
we're on page 3.
That goes too far.
I just have a question, what FMLA is?
Family medical leave.
I can spell that out.
Oh, I thought I had. Oh, I was trying to be careful.
We defined it.
All right, so responsible for. Okay, that's one couple of there. All right, so go ahead and dictate.
Okay, so let's see if I get this right. Okay, oversees all building maintenance, construction, and repairs. So unless this work is expressly assigned. Okay, and repairs, unless this work is expressly assigned to town custodian or town building committee. And then coordinates municipal building inspections and planned repairs. With the building. Committee.
Is Gail is building committee capital?
Buildings Committee.
Little bit, Bruce said everything, so.
Yes, if you're referring to the specific committee, it should be capitalized. So in the line above, the same.
Yeah, I'll grab that, yeah.
Okay.
I
What's
was
the
just
building
it's a
committee?
little contradictory that it's
Well,
overseas
yeah.
repairs,
They
but
they oversee, but she has to coordinate.
Right, so they call on the vendors, like they oversee the getting everyone here. And then the building committee works with the vendors and all.
okay, I mean, yeah, okay, as long as.
That's how I understand it anyway. Oversees the, so coordinate municipal building inspections and planned repairs with the building committee.
Okay, and then period. TA shares all town building or municipal building records. Say municipal buildings. With the building committee.
Yes. Yay.
Yay.
Excuse me.
With the buildings committee.
That is a mess. That's okay, we kind of know we.
Yeah.
We'll have to look back at.
Okay.
Committees.
So Eric, yeah, I understand your overseas all town and unless this work is expressly assigned to town custodian or town.
Sorry.
Committee, but I
I'm
think,
just gonna highlight it.
I think we say they have broad
Yeah,
responsibility, but that they have to coordinate any building inspections and planned repairs with the buildings committee.
Is that with everything or just the buildings they've been assigned?
They
They're assigned
really,
everything.
they're signed everything.
all
So if you have
municipal,
a plumbing repair, you have to coordinate it with them?
Well, I think on an emergency basis, and maybe there's a, I think we can work this out later, but maybe there's a level of,
immediacy.
yeah. I think it might take an email, just saying, this is what we're doing in case the buildings committee.
You have planned repairs.
I'm sorry?
You do have planned
Yeah,
repairs.
yes.
Yeah,
There are unplanned.
yes.
Um,
I think the problem has been, Gabe, that, stuff could be done by the TA that the buildings committee would say, well, why did you do that? Because that screwed something else up, which could relate to, plumbing, HVAC.
mhm.
So I understand, they are the experts and. we
Right,
could be
I'm just
using-
concerned that it really ties the hands if there's no.
I guess we could say about an emergency, could we say, unless it's an emergency, yes? Unless it's an
Yeah,
emergency.
something like that, yeah. Or as Tom said, it does say schedule.
Well, you could say coordinates.
It does, and you
It
did
does
say
say-
plan.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah,
You could add non-emergency like a coordinate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah,
It's more
okay.
Clarity.
yep, non-emergency, yeah,
Municipal
yeah,
building.
that's great, that's solved that.
Although they should probably let the,
Well, they should let them know, even if there was an emergency, but I think that's getting into a level of detail on this that we don't need to, that could be discussed with the new person. Okay, so a couple of changes in the next where we start responsible and performance reviews of all direct reports under the town administrator supervision, that's all good. Then procurement officer.
Yep.
Serves as human resources manager for the town, so processes all family, medical, leave. What is the A?
Act.
Act. FMLA, federal,
since we're right here,
yep, just
The
do
other thing
it.
about serving as procurement officer, what's not against serving as procurement officer?
Yeah.
It's, because sometimes like. I've seen the police order stuff, like they're.
No, but there are rules regarding, there are dollar thresholds. So the procurement officer is supposed to monitor that, and everybody should know, and I don't know what they are, they raise them like under $10,000. Under 30B procurement, I don't know what the thresholds are, but anything that would be over, it's not like buying paper clips, right? It's your
bigger.
procurement officer has jurisdiction when you are triggering.
Major
bid.
purchases.
Yeah,
usually
major
it's
purchases.
5,000 and
Yeah.
over, but
It used to be 5, but I think did they put
They
it up to
changed
10?
it to 10.
I don't know, I
They
can't remember
Is
anymore.
that typo section, where it says chapter 730P, comma 30 section?
Oh, up
Chapter
above?
7, 30B,
Is that,
30, I don't know, Eric. Just check that. I think just take out 30 section, 30M and 149.
yeah, I would,
Yes,
just 30B.
it's 30B is the big one.
yeah,
right. So that was,
Thank you. And it should be chapter 149, capital C. It's probably chapter C 39M. Chapter, yeah, I'll double check that, but let's put it in there for now, and then we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
C,
So it's C, like capital C period. I don't know what 39M is, to be honest with you.
I don't either. We always refer it to 30B.
30B is the big one, yeah. Chapter, and 149 is the construction stuff, so if the person needs to know about, that because
and they're all chapters, not 30.
39. 39M.
Forgive me for bringing a small concern. Yeah, I'll highlight it.
What's that 39M? I don't know what that is.
I think we should highlight,
Yeah.
we should look
And
at
it's
the
chapter-
whole thing and make sure we have
It's
the right.
chapter 149, chapter 7, because this says
I'm gonna
39M
make it
is
purple text that popped up.
Yeah.
proceeding
No,
for
it's,
use.
I said I
that's a
don't
different-
like-
that's a
yeah,
different,
I'll highlight color.
Contracts for construction and materials, manner of reporting. It's under part 1, title 3, chapter 30, section 39,
Say that again, it's chapter 30.
section 39.
Oh, so that's. what it is.
Contracts and awarding authority.
Yes, section 39M, yeah,
So you said chapter 7,
chapter 30B and then chapter 30B, section 39M.
oh, I see that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
That's-
a T after 30.
Use
That's just chapter.
Yeah. It's section 39M of chapter 30, yeah, okay, good. Chapter 30. Chapter 30, section 39, that's what I got mixed up.
all right, so it's
Chapter 30, section 39,
and then 49 is.
and chapter 149, yeah. That's public construction.
And then 30B is just 30B.
30B is, should be chapter 30B. There should be a C in front of it.
Chapter 7, chapter 30,
Mhm.
chapter
30.
30, section
Section
39.
39. Yep,
And I'm
chapter 149.
gonna actually take this and just change. There we go.
Okay.
And we learned about in our thing with the personnel board, we learned about the Oxford comma, so there's Oxford commas in our document.
Okay.
That's not chapter 7.
Gail, did you have a question?
Town council as an office is COUNSEL.
CL, that's correct. Reviewed by town, it's CIL in here.
Because we have no town council spelled that way.
Yeah, I think it's, I'm gonna check, we'll have to check that.
Throughout all the documents, it's been misspelled, actually, through town minutes. And a remark about the earlier thing about coordination of inspection. The point comes most to focus when inspectors come in terms of looking for the grounds for a grant application. And it seemed imperative to us from the Energy Committee that there be somebody from the Buildings Committee accompanying the TA going around to all the buildings with the inspector from whatever the DOER agency was that was in tow. So I don't know if that changes the sense of that, but it's more than just routine repair work where the coordination is.
I think this sentence does cover it, Gil, because it just says non-emergency municipal building inspections. So
Okay.
that could be for grants,
Yeah.
that could be for
Whatever the purpose of, yeah, okay,
whatever is assigned.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
I think it's general enough, but thank you.
Keep it with all of them, you want to coordinate all, non-emergency, say, be more specific. Make it tougher. Or whatever you want to say, I don't know.
We had it all.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so FMLA we're spelling out,
We did.
great. And we spelled out paid time off.
Should
Balances.
should pay time off the yellow part, which should say capital P, capital O there too, or no?
PTO, it should be, but paid doesn't need to be a capital P.
The road capital, there we go.
There you go.
My understanding is that we're going to make sure that employees have on their paychecks at some point in the future. No, we can't
Not
do it.
on their paychecks. You don't want to do it. And I think there was a history here where Harper's was not functioning properly. And so the PTO that was showing up on the paychecks was not correct.
Wasn't it?
Good.
And we went to the employee and said, it's not correct. This is what it should be. And the employee said, it's legal. If it's on your paycheck, it's legally what you have to pay. So we ended up having to pay several $1,000s to the employee that was not technically owed, but because it was on the paycheck.
Oh my God.
And that was when I was here and they said, we will no longer put it on paychecks. Harper's can keep track of your PTO. And starting in January, Ryan is going to start keeping track of PTO on Harper's. They will give us a report,
Oh,
but it
okay.
will not be on your paychecks
Okay.
unless you want to take that risk again.
No,
But it was a very expensive learning experience
Yeah.
and we
Okay.
don't put it on paychecks.
okay, but somebody has that information at their disposal, and if a employee wanted to,
Right.
No, that's
Currently, I
fine.
don't know.
right,
I
I don't know.
But
don't
I
even
do
if
know that
it's-
starting in January, which is
Okay,
just 3
great.
weeks away, we're gonna start correcting all.
Perfect. Okay, all right, serves as the American with Disabilities Act Coordinator, affirmative action. Legal requirements of MCAD are met, and then the last sentence I was taking out, sets and implements goals and objectives.
Which one?
Programs.
oh,
I'm on the
the-
serves, yeah.
the one
So
that
just
said-
take
yeah, that
out.
one
Yes,
again.
that was confusing. Yeah,
If you can't take it, it's interesting when you, the board looked at it, the
Yeah.
personnel board looked at it and they said, well, what does that mean? I'm like,
yeah,
that's a
good
great
question, ask Rita. Yeah,
And I did
It was
try,
helpful.
I did attempt to it, and it just wasn't.
no, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. I don't have any like emotional attachment to this. I want it to be good, I want it to be right. Okay, so research is legal questions and grant availability, okay. I think we're through the task. Recommended minimum qualifications, all right, so
This is where we reorganized it. a little
yes, and that's good, but it made it was a little bit difficult for me when I was drafting the job posting.
Okay.
Because, well, you'll see when we get to that. So we say bachelor's degree preferred, which means it's not required, and a master's degree in public administration advantageous, which is the language you use in, when you're doing RFPs, and I think that's good. So minimum of 5 years of increasingly responsible experience in administrative and or management position with some supervisory. I think capacity didn't make sense for me. I thought it's with some supervisory experience, right? It's not
I think
capacity.
the group, the personnel team struggled.
Yeah.
Finding a word that rather than
Right.
using responsibility twice.
Right,
Right.
so how about with some supervisory experience, preferably in a municipal setting? And then if you read the next one, we have working knowledge of the policies, principles, and procedures of municipal government and public administration. Well, it doesn't really jive with the, it's kind of the second bullet there. Do we want the person to have municipal experience? Would we consider somebody who didn't have municipal experience? Because if you had experience in an administrator or management position with some supervisory experience, it says preferably in a municipal setting, but then the next bullet says you need working knowledge of municipal government. So we kind of contradict ourselves there. And then the next bullet after that, working knowledge of applicable state and federal laws and regulations, especially town bylaws and federal and state grant programs.
Well, I think maybe you address, so maybe here you put some, with some municipal, some municipal in a municipal setting. And then I think in the job, just the advertisement, if you decided you might want to go outside of that, maybe you put in the job advertisement, if qualifications are met, the possibility of, you see, I don't know exactly how it's always written, but sometimes it's written, if you have the experience, then there may be a, could be considered.
Right, so what I put in here,
Because the job description is different than that, right? So,
okay.
others may be considered, so you could put if experience, if qualifications were met, other experience may be considered or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't put that right. I know, it's
But
just
that's
a
just-
really,
that was
I
just a
know,
suggestion.
I know.
Because you don't want to, what happens if you get a really good candidate and there's the one piece they don't have?
What if you said, again, you said practical working knowledge or something?
Prefer
Prefer,
working knowledge of the
you
policies
just put,
and
something.
prefer working knowledge of, okay, that gets around.
and then it's vague, it's vague, but it's also.
Maybe
says-
should we just prefer rather than
Oh,
preferred?
preferred, okay.
Yeah,
That's how
prefer
that
working knowledge. Yeah, my only hesitation with not putting the municipal stuff in it, and we could end up with a lot of applications for people who. Yeah, and would it be a bad thing? So somebody worked for Cooley Dickinson Hospital, let's say, as their administrator or something, would that experience be transferable? Well, we need somebody who's organized, we need somebody who's thoughtful, we need some good
Right.
communicators, but if they walked in without any, they didn't even know what town meeting is.
Right.
Or what a select board
Right,
is.
Right.
Would that really make sense for us? I just want to make sure that we,
Well, I would think you'd eliminate that candidate if you had other candidates that.
That
Okay.
That had those
okay,
Yeah.
qualities, that's what
Okay.
it first says.
right,
So,
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's-
yeah, all right,
To say, listen, Yeah.
okay. All right, so I'm good with that. I just want to make sure we're, thought
Everything.
it through, yeah.
So I'm gonna take out capacity and the cross that word and just leave experience,
Yes,
supervisor.
Yeah.
And I guess that was okay up here too, right?
yes,
Take out progressively,
yeah,
increasingly.
yep. And then everything else was good about, confidentiality, prioritizing management, and manage multiple tasks.
There's a few formatting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you can deal with the formatting stuff, every time I tried to format, like,
No,
why can't I do
it's fine.
this?
Use our strengths where they are.
That's right. Okay, ability to maintain a high level, yeah, okay. And then the fiscal demands, work environment and affirmative action are all good.
Okay,
I think with those changes, I mean,
The only thing I'd say too is on the
Comfortable.
very last page,
yeah,
three lines.
Should
3
have
lines,
it.
okay.
For some reason, this does not want to move down. I think it's because I have it up. There we go. I just needed the arrow. There we go.
I want to be cognizant of our time here. But we need to get through this.
Yeah,
Really important. We have to wrap at 6:30, right? We have to. Okay. All right,
Or at least
so
go into our
do you
executive.
wanna, oh, good.
Okay.
We need, so we could do our executive session. We don't have to have
We
the
don't
recording.
record.
Oh, okay, good. But I know Dave wants to go to finance. Do you want to put up the job posting?
Sure, was that, you also put that in the draft?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what's nice is Google has saved all that for me. I'm gonna just, that doesn't give me out. Posting.
So I took, a bunch of this out of the job description.
Sharon. Job posting. Interesting how it takes a second. Screen. So, here we go.
All right,
Want me to say, like, put two,
yes,
select board, the first paragraph, word select board, that should select board, I think should be capitalized.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
here you go.
Kind of the middle, right here.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay,
And in the very last, second to last, well, last paragraph. Of the salary. It either meant to, I think it's either mean to say starting salary up to $85,000 or
Yeah.
of, one of
no,
those,
up to.
up to, okay. That's all.
Yep, and then I think we might put a semicolon, salary is commensurate with. So let's go from the beginning. So I'm just gonna read this. Town of Shutesbury seeks a highly motivated and organized individual with strong communication and management skills to serve as its next town administrator. The administrator plays a key role in the management and oversight of town business and is responsible for the daily operation of the select board office and oversight of town offices. Is it town offices or town departments? We just write departments rather than
Yeah.
departments. The administrator performs highly responsible, is that redundant? Okay. Highly responsible work of a complex nature. Administrator works with a wide variety of boards and committees concerning the development, implementation, and administration, policies, goals, regulatory and statutory requirements related to the administration and operation of the town.
I would say in the fifth sentence, you want to say, you want to capitalize administrative. There too.
I did. I just did on the
Yeah.
screen.
Oh, okay, you beat me there. Good.
Then I would say we prefer, since we use that in the job description, prefer candidates with strong competence in municipal finance and budgeting, project management, human resource administration, and familiarity with Massachusetts municipal law, intergovernmental and community relations.
Why is municipal next to finance, italic? In that first line, strong confidence in municipal
Sure.
finance and it's.
Oh, I don't know, probably because I was just, saying to myself, do we put municipal finance in there? 'Cause
Okay.
it was that
Yeah.
conflict I was having with how much do we want somebody? But you can take it out, because we're writing preferred. Bachelor's degree preferred, master's degree in
Oh,
public
you want to take it
administration.
out completely?
No, you can leave it in there, just not in italics, yeah.
So the second paragraph, you're saying we prefer the candidates that.
Prefer, I just say prefer, you don't have to say
Okay.
we prefer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's what we said in the job
Yeah,
description,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Candidates should have 5 years of increasingly responsible experience in administrative and or management position with experience in supervision, preferably in a municipal setting. So again, we're kind of
Emphasizing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're emphasizing it.
So a position profile and job description are included on the town of Shutesbury website, starting salary up to 85,000. Salary is commensurate with qualifications and experience, resume and cover letter as a PDF attachment to townadmin@shutesbury.org.
You said semicolon. Semicolon.
Yes, semicolon after 85,000. Screening of candidates will begin January 15th. 2025, I just made that up, with resumes continuing to be accepted until a position is filled, which is, I think, Gabe, what you had recommended. Which I think is a really good recommendation.
Yes.
Yep. The town of Shutesbury is an equal opportunity employer. Gail, did you have a comment?
Yeah, when I post this, at the end of that first sentence of the third paragraph, should I include the URL for the descriptions are included on the town of Shutesbury website, and then give the URL?
That's out of my league. Do we need the URL?
Sure.
The actual, the link that they can click on and get there.
Yeah.
Which is where this will be, actually.
So that it links, yeah.
Or instead of putting it within the job description,
Yep,
My-
both. Yeah, it can be both.
hold on, is down here, put the link to job description here and then have it right here.
Oh, on the page?
At below, yeah.
Okay,
And then I say that
Okay.
because,
that's explicit, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so,
Is equal opportunity employer, me, I love the calculation.
sure, what the hell?
Is it equal, isn't
I don't
EO,
I-
EOE is sort of one of those things, is,
It's just like FMLA.
right,
Yeah.
right.
All right, I'll capitalize it. If we approve this job description and maybe we should start there. Do I hear a motion?
That one thing.
Yes, yeah,
For the preferred candidates should have, it had been candidates should have. But I didn't know if you wanted to change it to preferred candidates who have, or preferred candidates with strong. It just read a little,
who prefer candidates
the word
who,
should,
yeah, we took should out.
Oh,
I know we did, okay.
I did not.
Preferred candidates, who have
Okay,
strong
that's the only
confidence,
thing.
prefer candidates who, yeah,
thanks, so.
okay, no, that's great. All right, so I'm gonna just, jump
Yeah.
back.
Oh, let me ask Gail a question.
Yeah.
Gail, that marker that I made there, does that work? And you can put it either on the same
And I'll
line?
fill it in, yeah. It's also a bachelor degree, not a bachelor's, correct?
It's bachelor's, I think.
Or with a parenthesis, I
I think it's.
don't mean a parenthesis.
Yeah,
Bachelor's possessive degree, master's, comma,
It's possessive.
apostrophe.
Yeah. Where it's
Here's your
bachelor's,
editing
So
bachelor's,
I never get my answer.
No wonder it's come down. I couldn't go bachelor.
I use a lot.
Master's is plural. Master's apostrophe S is possessive.
it's apostrophe S, it's bachelor's degree is apostrophe S.
Also, sorry, not to be,
Oh, we love editing.
master should be capitalized.
What should be?
Master's.
BM.
Yep,
got it. And
Also,
that's fine, right? Or does it need the apostrophe?
bachelor's degree.
That has the apostrophe too?
Master's?
Yes, it
No.
does.
Does?
Yeah.
does?
Master. Probably the master.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Good luck if you find consistency.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't, yeah, I'm looking. So it's master's degree. Master's tournament doesn't have the apostrophe.
Master's degree in whatever.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
They look on my certificates.
Yes, it is apostrophe, yes. Okay. All right, great. Thank you, everybody, for, your patience with this.
That's saved in there. We'll just-
So so I want to go back to the job description because we want to get moving on this and,
Oh, wait, no, we don't.
do I hear a motion to approve the job description as edited this evening?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace, O'Neill, aye.
Stalker,
Farrell, aye.
And Gabe and I looked for formatting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, yeah. And then do I hear a motion to approve the job posting as edited this evening?
So moved.
second.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace, O'Neill, aye.
Stalker,
Farrell, aye. Great. So while we're.
And then just send those to me and I'll get them posted.
Okay, and speaking of posting, so Gabe, it'd be great if we could get this stuff out there. I know the MMA has a job board, Mass Municipal
It's
Association.
like $750 to post there. We should post there.
We should post it,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just a cost.
yeah,
It's not free. I don't know if you guys. are
right, right. Okay.
Indeed has
Indeed,
a free option.
yeah, they do. We can post on Indeed.
And then the question is, do we need to post, well, it will be up on the website, but how are we gonna get this out in the world? I mean, the MMA, like I went to the MMA today and there were probably, 40 or 50 postings there, and I know people look there. But I'm just wondering if there's any, like, do we need to do the Daily Hampshire Gazette? I don't even know.
Newspapers don't yield results
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
And when the last two searches I've done, it Indeed has been the winner.
It has, okay.
In job listings.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
People check that all the time from all walks.
And they also can have, if you're a member of Indeed, like, and something's posted and something that you have flagged as an interest of yours, it emails you and lets you know.
oh, okay.
So it kind of comes to you. Devin, before, he and I were talking before the meeting, he made a good point. There's, people in looking for jobs that have been in, that are certain age range, and this isn't really to be, discriminatory, it's just to say that look in a certain way.
Right,
Like we'll go to a website to look for something or an email or the MMA, and then those that are younger
yeah.
want it to come to them.
Right,
Right, so that's the two
Right.
different types of.
right. And really, we're looking for kind of a more seasoned professional, right?
So if
Somebody
we
just
do-
graduated.
Right, so if we do, all of these, we're gonna hit.
So that's,
Critical
it's just MMA Indeed and our website, and does it make sense to do a town announce on this? Or,
Do you have anyone that has a Facebook page?
You mean the town
Sure.
government?
police do,
The police do, the fire does,
Okay.
the library
So
does.
town, you don't have a town out and about or,
Not
Shutesbury
currently,
News,
we have.
because that's a good place to put posting.
um. Where else? Oh, you know what we should do? We should do some direct outreach to small town administrators group.
They can,
They're part of the MMA,
right.
but I don't know who's, and they can send it out to, so it's Stan, small town.
Yeah,
I don't know
John
who,
Sahosky used to be the president. We
yeah,
can-
I don't
I don't know
know.
if he still is.
I don't think so, but, that's a really good resource because that covers a lot of, small towns, so people who already have a job, as a town administrator. So if we can look at that, And get a name and an email and ask them to distribute it. And the other place that we could do is the planners listserv.
Planners is a very good idea because community development and planners usually turn into TAs.
Yep. So the planners have a listserv and that goes out to a lot of people.
Yep.
I know Becky was on the planners listserv. I don't know, and some of the planning board members, but if we, like, I could ask somebody on the planning board if they could post it,
Mhm,
the job opening.
mhm.
And I think that if we have the MMA, Indeed, small town administrators, direct, and then the planners listserv, we'd be covering
I think so.
quite a few people. That
I know we've already approved it, but is $85,000 the right number?
up to, yes,
That number will work, it's not getting it.
that's what we said.
Yeah,
That's why we asked town meeting for the,
okay.
And you don't wanna, you wanna make
You
sure
wanna
people
say
know
it,
where they're
right,
gonna-
exactly.
So that they
don't
and
apply,
expect.
right,
Yeah.
I thought I'd get 120,000. We just put it out there. It's no sense in keeping it secret, it's already been.
Okay.
A meeting too.
Good.
Yeah. Always good to ask. So do you want one of us, Kate, to take responsibility for these, like getting these postings done?
With Abby being gone, I would say yes.
Devin should help with the.
We can, okay, and then,
Devin will do Indeed.
I don't know how MMA,
I
if
can
they,
let them
if they bill us or,
know. That's a good
Yes,
question, I don't know.
they,
They
yes,
do
they
bill?
definitely bill you.
It's not upfront, it's definitely, but Bill and Vic.
I can do the MMA one.
one.
I can do the MMA one if you.
all right,
wanna
if you do
the
MMA,
planning
if you do Indeed, I'll do small town administrators and the planners will serve, and
That
Gail will
sounds good.
take care of our website. So that's division of labor here.
Yeah.
Eric, and you'll clean up
I'll clean up.
wherever we.
I'll do the
mess.
dishes.
Good, you can come to my house. Okay, great. And so get this done this week if we can. I know, you
The
know,
one
it's
thing you
late.
didn't put in there, if people do go to the website, who to turn, it should be the select board that.
Well, submit resume and cover letter as a PDF attachment to town admin.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's in there. I'm like, wait a minute,
It is
but
in
that's
there.
fine.
And then I assume as they come in, that they would then get, directed. We'll have a search committee. They have to go to the search committee, but we don't want to put multiple, addresses in.
Right.
So town admin,
No, that's fine.
They
Yeah.
stay
Yeah,
confidential, they go to the search committee.
Yeah.
And they don't get released until they send you guys the recommendation.
So we will make sure that the search committee knows that.
I
it's
will,
confidential.
I'll explain that. to
And that
them,
they
yeah.
sign something, we'll have something. I think
okay.
that's important.
So that goes to the next item. Let's vote on this job posting. So do I hear a motion to approve the?
We already have the motion.
I
item.
think we did.
We had the
I
motion?
asked my question.
Okay, you got me all
After
confused.
we've already.
Thank you, messed me up. Okay, we're gonna take a vote now, on the job posting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make these so meal, I.
Dr.
Farrell, aye. Okay, great. Phew, all right,
job.
I know, town administrator search committee creation. I think we had, and I didn't bring my printout, but, we had, FinCom, personnel, a department head, FinCom. Who else? Does anybody have that by any chance?
Around there and there.
I really think your police chief should be part of the search committee.
Well, that would be the
And
department head,
Okay, so. do you
but
want
we
us-
would have to say, you know, I think we're gonna designate the department head. But we need a rep from the FinCom, we need a rep from the Personnel Committee. Who else? Does anybody have my thing when I talked about process, the steps? I didn't bring my file.
Not in here.
You know, the steps.
Yeah.
Did you email it?
Well, we did it the last time at the meeting. Oh, remember it was the steps in the search process and then I had. I just didn't bring my whole folder.
Do you have minutes from the meeting?
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was 2 people from the community,
Two community people.
7
Right.
total, wasn't it?
That's fine.
2 people from the community.
Well, no, I think we said no because we would be,
we get it.
yeah.
I don't have, I didn't bring it.
Mm. Okay, well, if you all are okay, I would, I'll go back to my, I'll go back to my document and what we agreed, because I think we only added the department head. And then send out an email. Let's how are we doing this? Send out an email that goes to the Finance Committee, the Personnel Committee, and anybody else. If there was another committee. Department head, so you don't. So I could pick
Oh,
myself.
wait, hang on. Guidelines for the search.
Yes. Thank you, that is it. Okay,
That's,
all right,
is this the one?
that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Great, thank you.
That really happened.
Appointed search committee said they suggested composition. Oh, it did say a representative from the select board. So, select board, personnel board, finance committee, interim town administrator as ex officio, and 2 to 3 persons with relevant town government and 1 department head. So we have 2 persons. So how do we feel about the select board? We did say that's what we were gonna do.
Yeah, I think,
I don't know, in a way, I would like somebody from the select board to be here.
because, well, the person does come, the person is under the supervision of.
Right, but then the select board person, whoever's on the select board would be at least voicing what the select board needs, so.
And they could come back to select board and report the progress. or-
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, because otherwise you don't have,
Right,
yeah. Okay. So let's not do this tonight for the select board, but I'm gonna send something out to the personnel board, the finance committee. And then we need to do a town announcement, which I don't know how to do, but I could do it with somebody's help. Just
I've
to-
never done one.
Kristen can. help.
Kristen can help me, okay. And then, 2 people from, so the town announce is for the 2 community people.
right.
And Gail, are you
Yeah.
still here?
Yeah.
Do you think you could put something on the website that we're looking for 2, local residents with relevant town government committee experience?
So
If I give you the language, you can put it up on the.
Yes, and I could go
Whatever
at
you-
the top of the homepage under news and updates.
Okay,
And
great.
then what, you can use whatever you put in the town announces that.
Just tell me
Yeah.
what, to do. And I can do the town announce if you tell me what you want in it.
Oh, great. All right, I'll do that. I'll take care of that and,
So I need the language of the announcement itself and what you want as the subject line.
okay. Language, subject line, and, okay. Subject line and plus content, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
6 people.
Is that 6? So if it's select board, personnel, finance committee, 2, yes.
That's a pretty-
Did I get it at a department? Select board, personnel, finance.
Department,
2 people, department. Yeah, I think 6 would be okay.
I just wanted-
I do, yeah,
You say different numbers.
yes, so I think that's 6. 1, 2, yeah, and then the interim town administrators. Okay. All right. No.
I have my page.
Yes, you can. Thank you. I'm glad you had it, since I was not prepared. All right, so moving right along, Joe Comerford's upcoming visit, we were gonna just talk about any questions we had for her. The one thing I came up with, but I really want the finance committee, are you gonna go to the finance committee?
I
meeting
wasn't,
tonight?
because
You
we
are
have an
not.
executive set, we're running out of time.
We are running out of time, okay. Can I send something to AJ and just say, is there anything the finance committee, I think what they'll talk about, that they would want to hear about is school aid and the problems.
Yeah,
with
That's
school
what I,
aid.
that was the
I
thing,
think
that was the
that's,
question that
I think that's the biggest one, and.
they also, the transportation question comes up.
And the transport, you mean the Northern Rail stuff? Or-
No, the transportation reimbursement for the.
Oh,
because
for the
of-
schools
yeah,
too.
Yeah, the
Oh,
busing,
okay.
the busing, yeah.
Yeah. So if we will get you some questions. This,
I need to get it to Elena.
Yes.
So Joe's
yes,
prepared. I did send the three of you Joe's calendar and what her current events are in case there's something on her agenda. I sent it to the select board email,
okay.
so you can kind of see what she's working on if you have questions.
Yeah,
or anything like
yeah,
that.
she just sent out like a,
Just send out a notice. I forwarded that today.
Okay, so if there are other questions that anybody has, we should send them to Gabe, and then by Thursday, right?
Right.
And then, that gives her a few days, and give Elena a little bit of time.
Yep.
And I will check with AJ. Okay, town hall, storm delays, openings, closings.
So this is just a little quick thing that, so with the storm we had this week, we don't have a policy for, delayed opening of town hall or cancellation of town hall that we have in the past. So, the question was the school delayed, ultimately they canceled. How do you want to work that for town offices here? If the school's delayed, we delay, it's not for police, fire, or highway, because they have to be there. They're essential and
Right.
emergency related, but for town accountant, town clerk, town administrator.
Yeah, I wouldn't say if the schools close that we close, because it's a different situation.
But
Yeah,
I'm just
school
saying, is that
buses,
something that might trigger the thought of that, because they're really in tune with what the roads are like.
Yeah, no, if it's really serious, but sometimes there'll be instances where they close and.
And there's no snow, yes.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
I mean, I could draft up a policy to
Yeah.
just get us started for maybe the next one, and
That would be
we can
great.
go from there. Okay.
So we do have a weather watch going on right now, Wednesday night. They're expecting high winds, flooding, and power outages.
Right,
So that means Thursday you might have power outages.
right,
So I did speak with the fire chief today, and if there is a power outage, he said he would have a fireman open this place up as a warming center.
okay, good.
So that was kind of our semi-planned. Normally, if there's a delayed closing because of snow or bad weather, I usually text all the employees on whether to come in or not come in. So that is a future thing you need to decide. Right now, this last snowstorm, nobody came in but me. So I don't know if that's the norm, but what I don't want is for an elderly person to try to come and get a copy of a birth certificate and not know. So Gail helped me put up on the website that the town hall was closed. And I think people really need to know to go to the website, and I'm basically telling you, please check the website. We're gonna try to put closings on the website so that you don't try to get to town hall and find out nobody you're wanting is here. So normally we post, usually during storms, I'm up with the highway. I know what's going on with the roads, which this time it worked out perfect. Dave and I communicated the whole time. And And usually by 5, 6 AM in the morning, we do a posting. But I don't have Gail has tried to get me on so that I can do the banner posting myself, and I haven't been able to do that. So, I need to get on, so I don't depend upon Gail to be up and post those banner warnings, but normally that's how I've always done it. And usually it's a call that the highway and the TA make. I don't know if you guys want me to bother you in the morning, but if the highway says roads are bad, you know, that's when we usually determine a delayed opening or an early opening.
I'm up at 5 because I have to be to go to work.
Yeah, and you're driving, and I'm usually up by 6.
Yeah,
Okay,
so if you want, I guess if you want just to check in with someone
Yeah,
to make it.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
text whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, so
just,
start with Melissa, if she's still.
Okay. yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want direction and what to
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything that we've had established in
Right.
prior, so.
I'm used to making the decision and I don't want to just jump to the conclusion that I can make that decision. Okay.
I think-
And we straightened out with snow shoveling, right? Like I came up here last week to snow shovel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we
But
need,
Devin had already done some, it's, I mean, it was one little
we need
unclear.
to talk about, and that's a future meeting, because tonight we can't,
Yeah.
about who shovels this front walk
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
no, Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
it's dangerous,
Yeah,
so.
town meeting recap, I don't know that there's any.
I only thought that just in
Yes,
case
if
there
there
was
was
something
anything.
you wanted, we needed or wanted to, I thought it went smoothly.
Yeah, no, I did too.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a great town meeting.
Yeah. That was kind of it.
Um,
We always
okay.
usually have it on there. So.
Yeah, all right, good. All right, so this was unanticipated. We have to vote and accept the administrative secretary's, Abby Hernandez's letter of resignation. Unfortunately, Abby has, a lot of family stuff happening that she just could not continue working. So, do I hear a motion to accept Abby Hernandez's, resignation? So,
Second,
okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Maybe Sonia, I.
Stalker,
Carol, aye. Replacement, so Gabe and I talked a little bit today about, you know, what we do, and I think what we, even though it's gonna take a little bit more time, we already were talking about the job description, right? And we haven't done that yet, we haven't gone through that yet. But we might want to use this opportunity, since we've had such a tough time, like keeping somebody, to talk about number of hours and whether or not the compensation is sufficient for what we're asking the person to do. And so that would mean a discussion with the personnel committee. I hate to leave Gabe high and dry during this time, and we're gonna have, Geneva's gonna come in
Fridays,
She's
gonna work on people.
yeah, and, you know, if there's time, then maybe we could pick up, but I'm wondering if there's would it make any sense to try to get a temp? I mean, it's so hard to bring somebody in who doesn't have any familiarity.
Right.
I mean, we could bring somebody in to do minutes, right? That's not you don't have to have municipal training to do minutes, but, like, what do we do in the interim? Because we have to go through the job description again, we have to advertise, we're not gonna have anybody for at least 6 weeks.
Well, I also had talked to Gabe earlier today, and I had offered my, whatever I could do to get through.
Your third job?
Yeah, well, you know, so it was just to help, so I did tell her I'd take on the ABCC stuff, to try to get that
Yeah,
situated with the club. So I think maybe we could help in that way, but maybe there is, you know, I don't, temps, I don't know if a temp would,
I know,
you know, unless they came in with municipal experience.
right.
But then you're double training people.
I do have a college student, who is coming home on Christmas break. So that maybe could give us a couple of weeks of time.
Yeah,
That I
that,
could
yeah,
talk to.
yeah, that would,
Yeah, I've used her before and she just wrote me and said I'm available from December 22 to January something.
oh,
And
okay,
that is a possibility.
okay,
She's looking for.
okay, great, somebody that you're familiar with, yeah. All right, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Could
I
be
just
another
think-
student out there looking in Shutesbury, looking for the same thing, I don't know. You know, it'd be nice if somebody was interested to contact me. Via email.
Do you want me to put that in the town announce too?
Let me see what,
Okay, see if this person, I mean,
right,
yeah, I
I'll
hate
see,
to have to go through a whole big process of interviewing people. If you know somebody, it just
right,
seems
just
like,
attempt,
attempt,
it would be
yeah.
known, yeah.
and then in the meantime, we gotta get,
If we do if we do the job description, we can pull together the personnel board if we have to.
okay, yeah, the job description, I think I had drafted.
Yeah.
So we've got, everybody has it, so we need to do that.
We'll look at it.
Okay.
And then we can get them together just for that one topic even.
Okay, all right, great.
So
That's it.
So I think we covered the buildings committee's request in the, I think we all agree that it makes sense to confer with the building committee, we put it into the job description going forward, yeah, while we're in this interim period, if anything comes up. Stephen Dallas is the chair of the buildings committee, and so we have this correspondence. And I think that's great, I'm glad they're interested in taking a more active role. So we're down to the town administrator, report.
I have one thing, it's kind of heavy, but I want to try to do it quickly. You have a strong chief, you have a strong police chief, and you have a strong fire chief. So the question has come up in, can they hire their own officers and their own firefighters? And as strong chiefs, they can interview and hire, but they need you folks to do the appointing. So there's some confusion on whether you folks want to interview those candidates, and that's not the norm, the select board to interview those candidates. Is there a reason?
So, from my experience with prior police chief,
Yeah,
he brought someone to a meeting and said, this is the person I want to be appointed. There was no involvement of a group interviewing with the chief.
great, and that's,
It changed when the police chief changed. That wasn't something the select board had asked for.
awesome.
It was just.
So I'd like to go back to the law and just, they introduce the firefighter or the police officer to you. You can ask questions at that point, but that is their choice. When that person comes before you, they've been vetted, they've been quarried, they've had a physical, a pre-employment physical, they've had what they've needed to be what the police chief and the fire chief are looking for. So I just want to make sure before I, give the green light. We have 2 volunteer firefighters in the making that we need to, vet. And so I want to be able to have the fire chief do that and then bring the candidates in front of you for appointment. Same thing if there's a police officer, because she's also looking for weekend help, for a part-time, same situation.
There was a change in practice and I don't.
So just to be clear, if either of the chiefs want somebody to be, what's the select board is not, you said appoint,
You're the appointing
but we have
authority.
to, we have to appoint them if they want them, right?
Right,
So
but
We did get that.
technicality.
We did
right,
get that.
it's a technicality,
Yeah.
but you need to trust your,
Oh, no, I'm not saying, I don't. Just-
Right.
Yeah,
that's the confusion I had was you've got strong chiefs here. Why were you folks, and I don't know if it happened or not. Why were you in the interview process? That
Yeah,
was
it was changed.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do have a relatively inexperienced fire chief in terms of any of the hiring stuff. Kristen's a different, story. She's had a lot.
but I remember sitting on interviews for police people.
Yeah.
That get under her, so.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I understand it, but I also, I mean, I sort of liked that at least one of the select board members had the ability to just, you know, if there were any reservations, not that they ultimately, you know, ultimately made the decision, but it's just another person asking questions from a different perspective. I don't know, that's sort of my. And I understand the statute,
Yeah,
but
legally, you're right.
So, what happens if we do this, when they have the finalist, that's when the select board just, one of the members has a conversation with that person being appointed, not even interview, just a.
We can suggest them to either one to just give you their candidate's name and if you want details. I don't know how, I have never been in a situation where the select board hires police and fire. That's the situation I'm in.
Right.
And so
Right.
this is new territory in the fact that we're not following them. We're,
Yeah,
We're following more tradition than the law, or whatever.
yeah,
Then
But-
I'm all for
but you
change.
said we are higher. I mean, we
You
are,
are appointing them.
you're
yes.
appointing, so we are higher.
Right.
But there've been screened
and that,
and recommended. I just know that there was an instance with one of the, you know, with somebody who was interviewed with, there were some real concerns, but the concerns were registered by somebody on the search committee as opposed to the.
it's a dilemma.
Yeah,
And
it's a
I know we don't have a whole lot of time for
Yeah.
it, but I didn't want to not bring it out forward.
Mhm.
So.
I guess I want to think a little bit more about it, and maybe read the statute too.
The reason the statute is the way it is because they have the expertise in what they're looking for. So you are saying, you know, we have a relatively new fire chief, so that's a valid concern. I don't know how to say it, I just.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So we'll bring it to the next meeting.
Okay,
It just delays the
Yeah.
hiring, but we'll bring it to the next.
yeah, but if they're going through the process, then just the process can proceed, I think. Yeah, it's a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't wanna spend the money on this. Unless you have,
All right, because we paid that.
yeah. Okay, so it is 6:28.
Okay,
We need
all right.
to vote to go into our executive session.
So, okay, I just want to. All right, so we are going into executive session for reason number 3. To discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body and the chair so declared. We need a, thanks, Tom, good night.
Thank you.
So, we need to have a roll call vote to go into executive session. And, do I hear a motion? I've made the motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Okay, all right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make you send your eye.
Stalker, aye.
Carol, aye. This meeting will not reconvene in open session. And, all votes taken in executive session will be recorded roll call votes. And,